Giving the right gifts can show just how much you care and understand them. While all relationships are unique, no one can deny the impact of these things in creating stronger bond and deeper connection with each other. Often we'll say that the time that the person even takes to go looking for what to give you, that alone is a gift. But is that really it? So if the person spends that time, good intentions, and they go get you a gift that you truly do not like, what do you do? Do we even know what the people want? Sometimes we say it's not the big things, but you also being able to get even the little thing that truly connects. Like I did say, people will say that it really isn't a big deal, but it's a big deal. I think last week, Monday, we had a conversation on drive time. And I'll see if I can bring you bits of those conversations. Where we asked people to tell us the worst gift they have ever received. I think someone said on their 20th wedding anniversary, the husband gave her a book by Stormy Omartian that says The Power of a Praying Wife. It's a gift, isn't it? But she was disappointed. But because, he's her husband, you just have to take it easy and appreciate it. But deep within their hearts, they were disappointed and wish they could ask for more. So what if the person didn't give you anything at all? Would it feel better? Relationships have gone down the drain because of these things. Even yesterday, someone said that they had 13 boxer shorts, and then the girlfriend or the wife went to buy an extra 6. So that is all they can buy. They're wondering, can't you think of better ways to surprise your partner and give them worthy gifts? Do you even know what a worthy gift is to that person? It's good to give, but sometimes we give amiss. And then there are challenges. So this morning, I'd like to know, what kind of gift resonates with you? What would you expect from your partner as a gift? And most importantly, what role does it play in your relationship? How important is that to you? Are you the type who desires that your partner once in a while showers you with a gift? How do you feel if you expect a gift and it doesn't come to you? Are you even able to communicate and ask your partner that you wish they gave you something? All these and more on Home Affairs here on Joy 99.7 FM.
Whatever you do and however you do it, you are like no other. Indomie, love it your way. Indomie tastes great.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Baby, you know that I miss you.
Hello?
Hey, my guy. Hey, you need everyday time. See the way make like they are doing every wrong place.
Charlie, that be the power of the sound tower. Charlie, hold on. I get a call from my other phone top.
Hello?
Issy, you give me 10 minutes and I'm dressing up.
Liar. Dressing up and talking.
But which are you from and you've not heard of airports?
Now that's a gifted man. Gifted by NASCO in the NASCO Mega Gifts promotion. When you buy the NASCO Aleo and Aleo Plus mobile phone, you get a free sound tower, airport headset, and free 6-month subscription on Kwese iFlix. There's more. Buy a NASCO Snap Pro, Power Plus, and Power Plus Pro, and get another phone, airport, and selfie stick free. All this and many more in the NASCO Mega Gifts promotion. Visit all Electroland showrooms and any authorized reseller while stocks last. NASCO, bring home happiness. Terms and conditions apply.
Bring home happiness. Fairly Jebrefia.
This is Home Affairs on Joy 99.7 FM. If you're just joining us, my name is Adam Knight Tay. Daniela Edu Asari is assisting me here. Fairboy is here too. Can you imagine the man they call Fairboy? You should turn the camera on yourself so they see your fair face. So thank you very much for all the support. And my guest is seated. One of my favorite men like that. PG Sebastian. Good morning, PG.
Good morning, Adam. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am good. Just tired.
This man was breaking the internet on his birthday. Was it last week Friday or Saturday?
It was last week Saturday.
Chai. Oh, what did you good? We gave you plenty shout outs on the show like that.
Thank you so much.
And where my voter Syrian family members are, one of our very own is joining us on the show today. Because when it comes to this conversation, she has a lot of passion for this conversation and she had to be here. Audrey Ako-Addo, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adam. Thank you. And good morning to your listeners as well.
Yeah, and good morning to the family. So please help with the microphone for me. Let's bring it down a bit. So like I did say, we are talking about the place of gifts in relationships and marriages. How important is this subject? I know it has brought a lot of issues to homes. Like I said, I'm trying to see if we can get bits of that conversation we had on Drive Time, I think on Monday, when we asked people to tell us, the gifts they received that they were most disappointed in. Somebody said they broke up with their boyfriend because what did they get for them? Something. So somebody came around and you're coming to visit and you came with buffalo. And sometimes some of these things are just like a good intention, but they brought it and that was it. Yesterday, someone sent a message to us, with a picture. On Val's Day, somebody sent her a rose flower. She said she trashed it. Okay. In this day and age, what would this do to me? Get me something that and is it the lack of ideas? Is it because we don't understand each other? Is it because we don't really know the place of gifts? Is it because we just don't place any importance on it? If you don't place any importance on it, how about the other person? Do you know if it means something to them or not? And sometimes, we also say that, it's the intention that counts. Once the person is coming over and they probably even brought you a bar of chocolates, you should just take it and say thank you because they thought about you. But then when they thought about you, did they give you a miss? That's also something to look at. Yep. So that's the conversation we're having this morning. And generally to also find out some of the challenges these have brought into homes. So I'll start with you, PG.
Right.
How important are gifts in relationships? Even if we're not talking about a person whose primary love language is gift receiving.
Well, I think that it's It's very important. You know, it's absolutely important. We live in a time where, because of interrelationships between cultures, people watching TV, foreign media exposure and everything, people have acquired certain taste and certain kind of lifestyle. And key to this is expression of love in the most expressive means possible, in the most dramatic means possible, and that includes the giving or the recipient, the receiving of gifts. So I think that it is very, very, very important. Unfortunately, there is a big gap, where our culture itself is not intrinsically that type of culture where outwardly expression of love means a lot, or is very part of it. Really, we are a more conservative group of people. We like to keep things private and then all that. So you find people from two different parts of the world, or two different worlds colliding, and then one person is influenced by the West and all that they see, all that they read online, and all their fantasies, and another person is coming from a typical African background where gift giving is nothing, or it's not so important. So the person may probably give you something that is very expensive, but it doesn't carry value, because you wanted something not expensive but something more probably dramatic. You understand? So the person decide that, let me just buy you a flat screen 65-inch because I saw it, and that's so expensive. But then she's just thinking, I have one already, or why do you want to change my TV? It's 49-inch. I see the thing, it's fine. Why don't you do this? Why don't you take me to this hotel, this resort? Let's spend a romantic, time out, 3 days by the poolside alone. Stuff like that. So the person has got all these wild ideas running through their head. And the other person is just like very logical, very typical African. Whether it's the man or it's the woman, very, very straightforward. So they give you something that they think they can put a value on. You understand? As opposed to something that you just want. For instance, like somebody celebrating their birthday, you want to throw a party for them. In their mind, they are just thinking, I need the latest MacBook. And then you are spending all this money throwing a party for like 50 people. They are coming to eat the food, go away, and then I'll still be in need. You understand? So then the person is just thinking that, can't you just get me what I want? But I'm sure we'll get to that point where we'll get to look at why don't people seem to get it right when it gets to some of these things. Yeah.
Great. Because I was going to ask, okay, but I mean, if we haven't had that conversation really, how do I know what you want? And this is me doing this for you. So I'd like to do it my way. Good. And I just expect you to appreciate it. But I guess it doesn't work that way in all situations. Let me come to you, Audrey.
Right.
I've had a conversation with this woman, and it's like gifts are a critical part of her life. She will give, and expect to be given as well. Right. Why is that so important?
Well, Adam, for the longest time, I didn't understand it myself until, after we got married, one of the gifts that we actually got was a book by one of my church members. I'm sure you've read it, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. So I realized that, all the things that he said there on receiving of gifts sort of spoke to me. And I realized, okay, that's probably one of the things, or that's probably my primary love language. So I just find so much fulfillment in giving to other people. And I sort of just expect same from these people. And, I read that love in itself, what is love all about? It's about giving oneself to another. So that's giving. And there's also the gift of giving self, so that's spending time with a person, not necessarily giving of material gifts like we see these days. I mean, these days everybody is all about give a rose, give a flower, give a cake, phone, and etc., etc. But I think it's also important giving time, and like Sebastian was saying, doing things that people would actually remember for the memories, so those kind of gifts actually speak to me. And unfortunately, you may not find a partner who understands that. So then there could be a discourse, or what's the word?
Discontinuity.
Yeah, in that vein. But I think with time, it's important for you also, if that's your primary language, to express it to your partner. And then in that way, they would be able to give you in return or what you're expecting. And I find also that people try to expect, or if the gift is not one of surprise, then it's not appreciated. But I don't think that should be the case at all. You can always tell your partner what it is that you want. So my birthday is coming up and I'm like, hey, babe, I'm actually looking forward to receiving this on my birthday. And then the person actually gets that to you. I appreciate that better than the person going out of their way to get
this wild
gift that they think, my wife will love this, and then they bring it and I'm like,
But isn't that the whole idea? This is me giving you a gift. Must it be something you're telling me to get for you? Then get it for yourself.
No, but Adam, you see, truth be told, I think that if you're giving something to someone, the idea is to appreciate the person.
Exactly.
The idea is for the person to receive it and to love it. If you are giving me something based on your preferences, what you want and everything, then you are not giving me a gift.
Hey, Minister.
Yes, you are just giving me
That is
something.
why it is called
and
a gift.
No.
Must we discuss it for me to know what you want?
No, not
always.
Not the discussion. But you see, if you're giving something to somebody as personal as your spouse or your partner in a relationship, there are certain things that you need to take before you even get into the act of giving. You need to know them.
Exactly.
You understand? You need to know them. You need to know their tastes. You need to know their preferences. Whereas some people like I wouldn't want to call them cheap, but things that don't last a lot, but they want a lot of it. So like today you went to town, you saw this nice bangle, you bought it for them, they're excited. Or you saw this nice earrings, you buy it for them, they're excited. Like all those little things I use today, the next time you throw it away and then you keep bringing. They like it. Some people don't like that. Just get me that one expensive gold chain. Because anytime you give them a chain, they'll just look at it and think, oh, this is my trick, yo. They won't even put it on. That's very cheap. What kind of metal is this? They won't even put it on. You understand? So it's important that you know them. You know where they are coming from. You know what they appreciate.
But is that not where the conflict about this whole conversation
Exactly.
is? Because gifts are supposed to also come from one's heart.
Right.
From within. I should give you something that I am also happy about. And so I go out and this is what I find and I give you. And for as long as that is not what you're expecting, you may end up coming across as being unappreciative.
Yep.
Then that is where the problem is.
Yep.
Because if you're going to tell me what to give you, then how then is it a gift?
Right. Adam, I think that over time, you learn your partner.
Your partner.
Okay, so you would know what kind of gifts the person is expecting from you. But in another vein also, as the receiver of the gifts, I think that sometimes we need to be a bit more accommodating of our partners. So in as much as I appreciate or I want to tell my husband what exactly to get me, sometimes I think and I'm like, okay, this guy actually puts a lot of thought into this gift, or this is actually something that maybe a dress, maybe he would want to see me in this particular dress. So he probably went all the way out to get me that dress. So in that vein, I would accept it and, let him feel like, it's appreciated and I'm grateful and all that.
I like that.
When in actual fact, deep within you.
But Adam, I think that it's a lot more, of an issue of conversation, issue of communication.
Exactly.
Getting to learn. I think that in Africa, that's one of our problems. We don't want to learn about our partners. We like to be in we like to be in our little corner of, this is how I am, this is the way I am, this is how I do my thing.
Yeah.
We don't want to learn. Over a period, I have learned not to buy any strong scented products for my wife. She wouldn't use them. Now, remember, let me just share this. I remember we went to the US, I got her this nice stuff. And then she never opened for like 2 years.
Jesus.
And I was very livid. And I asked her. And then she said, but baby, I don't like strong scent. And I'm keeping it. Maybe one day, if I could just manage it, I'll use it. But it's so strong, I can't use it. And then it just hit me it made so much sense to me. Because I guess that if I had been a little bit observant, if I'd been a little bit, into her at a certain level, it would have hit me that she doesn't like strong scent. You understand? So I think that it is very important for us to learn to know our partners. I am a typical melancholic. In my personal private space. When I go out, I try to be a sanguine person. When I'm online, I try to be a sanguine person. But on a normal day, I'm melancholic. If you throw a huge party for me on my birthday, yeah, thank you very much and everything, but it will probably quickly fade. Because after 3 hours of people being there, I wish everybody would just go home. So now just be alone, just rest, just chill, just get my space. You understand? My wife knows that about me. So we try to manage some of these things. I think the key is getting to know each other. And then she said something that I thought, I was of that thought, but I thought it was a weird thought. But getting another person reoccurring it tells me that it's not actually a weird thought. And she said that it's okay for you to tell your partner what you want. You understand? So that there isn't any issue of communication here. There isn't any issue of surprises here. That's what I want.
But I am not planning to give you anything. So what is this? What you want?
Just wrap it and give it to me. I think that it makes it easy. The buyer is happy. The recipient is happy. Everybody is happy. You remember we were on this show when you talked about a friend. You talked about a friend of yours who travels and then he says when he's coming.
Yes.
So many
we were
things
talking about love languages.
Good, and the wife never accepted
Yes.
and then the wife said something or there was an intervention.
Yes.
And then he began to do
the
what
things
the
that the
woman
woman wanted,
and everything
yeah.
suddenly
And
changed.
there was peace, yes.
Exactly. So love languages count. Some people don't want anything. They just want the gift of time, the gift of service. Some women just want you to just come home early, come and stand by them in the kitchen while you cook.
Ooh, that's me.
And then they're just cooking, you are there just in.
Yes.
Don't touch anything, don't clean anything, don't do anything. Just be there. Maybe pick the onion for me. Maybe do this for me. Maybe do that for me. And then you are just there. They just want to come out of the kitchen, you and them both smelling the same way. You understand?
That's me.
Exactly, you understand?
Because you may end up doing it the way I don't want. So just stick around.
Yes.
And that's enough.
Yes. So I think that's another form
of giving.
Hey,
Hey,
your
why?
heart. It's not a simple thing.
And actually,
it's not.
Adam, you know what? If the right kind of gift is not given, it can also bring hurt.
Like the woman who received, I was looking for the songs. She received a book. I think she said on their 15th or 20th wedding anniversary. And the book was by Stormy Omartian. You know the book, The Power of a Praying Wife.
Right.
That is what your husband gives you on your 20th wedding anniversary. And she was actually just after 20 years of marriage. The way she called into the show and said it, you can actually tell that her spirit just dipped like that. Go on, Audrey.
Okay, so I was trying to make a point about the gift being or having the potential to actually bring hurt also. Hey. So I'll give you a typical example. So on one of my birthdays, my husband, thinking, my wife is fashion conscious, I should get her a bag and some shoes, went all out and bought me some gifts. And being the kind of person that I am, I saw the bag and I was like, nah, Emira bag being a
yes,
and you remember he actually shared this story on the trip.
I know.
And so for the longest time after that, I wasn't receiving any gifts from him. Because what I did? After getting the gift, I gifted it to my mom.
Oh dear. And your mom used it and he
and
saw
my mom
it.
did use it and he saw it. And so that sort of broke it for him at the time. He was hurt that he had given me a gift and I had gifted it to somebody else. So
but that would be very painful.
That was painful for him. But I didn't realize what I was doing at the time, or it was just me being my usual giving self, giving something to somebody else, not thinking about who gave me the gift and actually what it meant to the person to get me that gift. So Yes, with time, I mean, like Sebastian said, with communication, we talked about it, and I apologized, and since then I've become a bit more conscious about the kind of gifts that he gives to me. And like I was saying, so moving forward, he would ask me, what do you want?
What do you want? Yeah.
Just take the money, go get yourself what you like.
I think that sometimes that's the best way. No, honestly, if you are not sure,
aren't we making it too complicated?
No, we are not making it too complicated. Adam, the world is becoming complicated. We ourselves, we have become complicated. Our tastes have become complicated. The cost of living in Accra is so high. And, people are struggling to make ends meet. And people have genuine needs. If you know your partner may have a need for something, and you've seen that they've probably been talking about it. They make those comments in person. Oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do this. Oh, I'm saving money towards this. Oh, I want to do this. So you should. And it's a whole year you have to pick clues about what to get them on their birthday. It's a whole year you have to pick clues on what to get them for Christmas, for Valentine, for your wedding anniversary, or for your whatever. It's a whole year. And so as they talk, as they relate with you, and it's very important that we become very...
pick these things up.
Pick these hints. Because you see, think about it. Somebody's looking for money to register their professional exams. Okay, and they are really struggling to raise the funds. You are dating them. So at this point, you don't share your income and stuff like that. So they don't have any respite. They may probably be thinking, should I go for a loan from that savings and loans guy who will charge me 15% interest every month? Should I do this? Should I do that? But of course, they are probably a man or probably they are a woman. They don't want to, they are like a lady or a gentleman. So they don't want to,
come asking you.
Yes, so they just give you these crumbs. They keep dropping it. And then on their birthday, you take them to Tang Palace with 5 or 10 of their friends, and then they go and sit there, and then they spend so much money, and then you have to come back home again
and start thinking
about the same thing you could have just fixed. You could have just called them and one day just ask them that maybe you don't know when the exams date is, so as they are talking about it, you find a way of getting to know when the exams date is. On their birthday or something, you just write a check without a date. Tell them that this is surprise for you. They open it's a check for your registration.
And you'd have met a need.
You would have met a need. So that gift takes. And once she writes or he write that exams, that paper, that exams is tied to you forever.
You meet a need in the form of a gift.
So for me, I always believe that gifts should meet a need. I remember when my wife started, then we're dating, she started working, and then she had to be out of town. And then, but it was in Ghana, and then she had to work somewhere. And so she had made a comment that, so I'm in my room, my next door, my neighbor's room, trying to warm something in the microwave. And she had said it a couple of times. And I wasn't comfortable. So on her birthday, I think I got her almost every kitchen stuff that a woman would need in her house. I just got it for her that just get this so that you can have your stuff, everything in there. Not that she couldn't afford it, but because she goes and she comes, that place wasn't her permanent residence. Exactly. So she was just thinking, why do I need to buy all these things? So let me just use my neighbors. But I thought that, they are not expensive anyway. Have them. When you are moving from that job, you can just throw them away or you can just give it to somebody. Right. But I need you to have it because when I call you, I don't want that, I'm in my neighbor's room so we can't talk, that kind of thing. And it sorted it out for her. Now her place has become a hub for her girls. So now they come to her place, you understand? But it's exciting to know that a gift meets a need. Otherwise, you will be gifting, but the person will still have their need and they are still not happy.
Okay, so we just changed the topic for the conversation. Is your gift meeting a need? Like I said, I don't remember. I won't ever buy my husband irregular shirts, like the normal men's shirts.
Right.
No. Because even he himself goes to buy, he can go and buy 10 shirts and he will come back and he looks at it. Put this one aside. Put this one aside. Put this one aside. And probably out of the 10, he keeps just 2.
Wow.
So why should I?
Why
should me
you
bother to go and be? No, I won't do it.
Yeah.
Because I see how you went to buy them very expensive shirts.
Yeah.
And then this is how you come to treat them. He can open them up, and I'm like, okay, don't you know your size? He knows it. He opens it up. He stands in front of the mirror. He wears it, and he's like,
no. It's not working.
It's not working.
She paid the same size, Noni, and the same brand. So you know sometimes the brands, the sizes, they differ.
They differ a little.
Yeah. But this is the same brand, and it's like, oh no, you don't worry, I'll see. I mean, gosh, sometimes in a day, one shirt is pulled from the closet, another is pulled from here, and he always has spare shirts in his car. So you go and look for another one in the car, like his trunk is, and then he's wondering which one to wear. After being with this person for so long, why would I want to bother on any day to go and buy you a shirt?
Right.
Mentor.
Yep.
He likes to wear like polos, like what PG is wearing, and Lacoste and all that. Those ones you can't get them wrong. Once you buy a very nice color and you know their size, okay, on a good day he will wear them and he will appreciate them, and I've come to know what he will like.
Right.
So shirts, they're mentor. Why would you bother if you know the person this way? Why would you bother to go and buy a thing like that? You might just get it wrong. Okay. But again, you see, the complication in it for me is I go out, I see something very nice, and I think this will look good on you. Or I would love to see you have it. And you bring it, and they just throw it back in your face. Maybe, not as harsh as I'm saying there, but they just make you feel like, they go like, oh, okay, thank you. And then they just put it down and probably never go to wear. And you will ask them, and they will tell you, oh, I will wear it. Oh, yeah, at the right time. And,
the right time never comes.
Yes. And so, if I know you're tuned in and you're listening, this birthday, his birthday is coming up. I am not getting him anything. And I'm telling him, last year, he saw things he said he wanted. You'd be watching TV, and then he sees, like, this senator clothes that men wear now.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. He goes like, Charlie, this one would be nice. So, and then I'll find ways of probably taking a screenshot and things like that. We see them. And on his birthday, you made like 5 of them for him. Very expensive. And it's almost a year.
Oh, my goodness.
Almost a year.
Still hanging.
Oh, wow.
So, until you finish wearing them. But that's also another thing. This is the aspect I want us to get into now. When you're not friends with your partner, and you're unable to, because like from what you're saying and from what I am also learning, because I thought it should be very easy that I go out and I find something nice and I buy it for you. See, you should show appreciation, because I thought about you and I got this for you. You should take it, show appreciation, and use it, because if you don't, I just may not be able to get you anything again, because I feel like, okay, you're not an appreciative person. Right. But then, should it be such that if your partner gets you something and you really probably don't like it, or you're not too happy with it, should we be able to feel free to tell them that, oh, I really don't like it, and you're not afraid that you may be hurting their sensibilities?
Want to pick it? All right. So for me, what I have come to do, or what me and my wife have come to do, is that at any point in time when we are getting a gift for each other, we ask where we are buying it from. Can it be returned? Can it be swapped? We get that. Yes, we get that understanding. We keep the tags and everything in it. So I come and I open it. Oh, if you don't like it, it can be swapped. It's just a comment we casually give that, oh, if you don't like it, we can go and swap it. So that issue of having lost money doesn't come in. Because most of the time, at the bottom line is the resource, the time, the effort, and everything you would have invested in that is going to go to waste. It may not probably be the money itself, but the fact that you invested time, you invested resources, you invested thoughts and everything. So once you create that tunnel, makes it easy for a remedial effort. Can we take it back? Can we go and swap it? And sometimes, if it is, I just call the store and tell them, okay, so my wife is coming, and she'll come and pick what she wants. Sometimes, too, while you are there, you just take a picture and say, baby, I want to surprise you. Just take a picture and then send it to them. Do you like this? And I remember there was a particular time, it was a birthday, I needed to get her some dresses, and I wasn't sure. So I went into my friend's boutique, and I took about 4 or 5 pictures, and I told her I was waiting. She just choose. just save yourself all the heartache. And if and if she doesn't like it there and there, she'll tell me, no, I don't like this one, I don't like that one, I don't like this one. You understand? Adam, people
So
have,
wherein lies the gift giving?
Adam, it's still a gift. I think there's still a gift. You see, you need to understand that people come from different backgrounds. They have different perspectives on life, different perception, different upbringing. Some people have been brought up to be very formal. So if you want to give them something funky, something out of their day-to-day dressing pattern or dress pattern, it may backfire. Adam, I'm not an African dress-wearing person. So if you're giving me an African dress, Adam, just make sure that it fits perfectly. You understand? Or it's something that I can find a need for. Maybe a light-colored African wear. Then I'm likely to take it for an event, a wedding, something.
Well, Sebastian, I agree with you totally on that point. But like I said also, just so you don't hurt the other person's feelings, we need to also be a bit more accommodating of the other partner. So the person may have spent sleepless nights thinking about what gift to actually get you.
And want to surprise you.
Exactly. So in as much as, we always would want to tell the person, oh, get me this particular thing, or get me that, or get me that. I think sometimes also the element of surprise is important. People should just be able to be spontaneous and say, oh, let me just get this lingerie for my wife, or let me get that for my wife, and in the hopes that the other person would actually appreciate it. So thinking about it, the person puts a lot of thoughts into getting that gift. So even though you may not like it, I think we should.
I think it's very important that, the question of accommodation comes in.
Yes.
And then we accommodate each other and we get to like each other. But then that should also come from a place where you know that once I get on this path, I would have to stay on this path. Because you cannot accommodate the person today. You understand? So that's where the challenge comes in. Because no. I don't know if you agree with me. Because
I understand it.
You realize that there are some times.
It just keeps getting complicated.
Exactly.
Yes.
The person got you something, you didn't like it. But then you didn't want to hurt them, so you took it. So the person in their mind think you are cool. So then they start probably giving you the same line, quality, and quantity of things that probably you don't like. So that it gets complicated. So the one day you may have to talk about it. Then the day you start talking about, that's when you may have to probably backdate the conversation. The person is asking, so you've been keeping quiet all this while.
Time.
So whenever we dress and we go out and then you are acting all like you're comfortable in this dress, all you were waiting for is to... Yes, and it's for me, I think that it's more deceiving, you understand? Right. I think one of the ways to go around it is also probably have a friend or two that you can also bounce off some of these things. You know your friend. Probably you've just been married for like 3 years. You dated for like maybe a year. This person has been around your wife or your husband forever. They can tell you what they are likely to do in every single situation. So then they also come in handy. You understand? Also get to know, if they are on social media, the kind of things they follow, the kind of things they like.
That's
the
so
kind
true.
of things, that kind of conversation, which is why I was talking about communication and conversation. Listen, if you're very attentive and very, very perceptive, you pick so many things from people. You pick them. It comes naturally, but it's when you are most of the time not there physically or emotionally or mentally that you miss some of these things. So at the time where you have to make a choice, you don't even know what to give. You understand? But friends will help. Siblings will help if you don't know them, for yourself. These things will help. But accommodation is good unless the person is willing to permanently begin to like the things you bring them.
And just accept them because they are from you.
Yes, a time
But
becomes
isn't that
big
what
fan.
it's supposed to
That
be?
is what it's supposed to be at them. But the world is... I think that Ghana has become a little bit complicated.
I received an invitation, like a wedding invitation, and they had put a Momo number there. I'm like, really?
Oh, yes.
Is that what it has become?
It has become that.
Let me share my let me share my personal experience, and I don't regret it, and I will never regret it. And in our wedding card, we wrote, I don't remember the exact wording, but it was a very simple line that we'll be grateful if all your gifts will be in monetary terms, because we did the wedding in Takrady and we live in Accra. You are coming to bring us all the ice chest and all the plates and everything. How do we get them back to Accra? You understand? I know a couple. They were getting married, and the next day they were traveling to UK. How do you expect them to have all these gifts 15 nice chests. Are they going to start
Half
a
of the
cold
time,
store?
the people already have these gifts
Yeah, but
anyway.
Exactly.
and
You
would,
understand.
if you did this, and I don't want you to give money, these people will also be hurt that people came from their wedding and didn't give them anything.
But that is fine. I think that is preferable to somebody who lives in East Legon in a well-furnished apartment and everything, and people are coming for their wedding. People of different classes. So then you don't expect everybody to come from places around East Legon cantonment and Trasaco, rich folks who will give you stuff from Orca Decor and Palace and all those expensive places. People are coming from some places. They will pass by Malcolm on probably another, a lower end, shop. Forgive me if I'm mentioning company names I shouldn't be mentioning.
There's an invoice waiting for you.
Hey! So people are coming and then you'll be getting new stuff. They just pass through the town from the main market area, pick stuff. They think that, well, where we come from, plates are cool, cutleries are cool, stuff like that. But maybe, Charlie, and you don't want to throw them away. I know somebody who regifted. Yes, they regifted a gift to the person who gave it to them. Yes, because it was a lot. And then they didn't know what to do, was on their wedding. So they put everything in their garage. And as and when a friend of theirs was getting married, they'll parcel it and give it to them. And then this person repackaged something that they've got from a particular person because the person had it as something that was precious to them.
Yeah.
So it was something that was actually in use in their house. But it was something that couldn't be, something that doesn't suffer from wear and tear kind of thing. So they just cleaned it up. And because it was for them, it meant a lot that it was coming from us to you. And then the other people received it and were like, what are we doing with this? What is this? So there was there. And then on the day of this other person's wedding, they packaged it, parceled it, and then give it to them. And then that was the end of their friendship. That was the end of their friendship.
That would hurt.
That was the end of their, yes, that was the end of their friendship.
Yeah.
It would hurt.
You understand?
So
Yeah.
this gift thing isn't that easy. Somebody just sent a message. Good morning, Joyfriend. Thanks for the subject. I struggle to get a gift for my partner. You see, I have tried. He is appreciative anytime I give him. But sometimes I feel it is inadequate. So usually I get it and keep it before giving it or not at all. It hurts him that I don't give him, and I feel bad. What can I do?
This sort of speaks to me. Well, because my primary love language is receiving of gifts. I have come to term something a just because gift. So I don't need for you to wait for an occasion to give me something. On a normal day when you're coming back from work, you can get me something nice. Yeah. It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day or my birthday or an anniversary.
Right.
And once you start communicating with your partner, occasionally you can find out, hey babe, what do you think about this? Yeah. And then that gives you an idea about what to get them. So I think it's a communication thing. Once you talk to your partner, you get to know the things that they would like, and then that makes it easier picking out a gift from them, for them. And like I do with my just because gifts, because I like receiving gifts, I tend to give him a lot of gifts as well. And so I kind of expect that by doing so, I am teaching him the act of giving as well. Some people may not pick it up easily, but with time, they, you sort of work on their conscience. So from time to time, they realize, oh, she got me this thing. Maybe I should also do this in return,
Do you get hurt if you don't receive gifts?
I do. But with time, it's a growth thing. With time, I've come to appreciate simple things like spending time with me. I feel like that's a gift, giving yourself. So maybe my husband loves sports. So he plays basketball, he plays football and all those. So for him to, on a Saturday morning, skip basketball and, just say, well, let's just stay home and chill out. That's a gift to me.
Right.
So it depends on the person, really. if my birthday comes and I don't get a gift, that's when I am bound to be hit. Because although, yes, I like my just because gifts, I feel like occasions like that, you just can't go without giving a gift. That's a no-no. You know, so
I remember this too very well. That's why I said to come. Like, we had a couple time when we went to Walters Serene Hotel, and we had to talk about, you know, the journey and what was important to you and all. And theirs was like on gifts. Oh, I wish Papako was here.
I know.
He came across like somebody who doesn't talk, but when he decides to talk, oh my God, he's like, and I become very confused. You don't get her a gift, that's a problem.
You get a
gift,
it's not the right
it's
gift.
not the right gift. And it's like, okay, I picked my wife up and we're going home. And apparently she was expecting something. And was it what occasion was it? Was it a Valentine's Day?
It was a Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. And okay, we're driving and I thought they were going to have dinner and he was excited, but she was quiet. And I mean, no matter what you did, she wouldn't just come around and everything. But I think he had a gift. He wanted to surprise you.
Yes.
Deep within, he knew this was the problem. So he gets angry, so we get to a point and then, you know, he said, eventually, when I brought the gift out, he was like, I hate you. You know, for such a person, if you don't, so what? Do little gifts, like little tangible gifts, count as well to you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, for me, gifts in any form.
It's a spectrum.
Yes.
From
it can be time, it can be energy, it can be, you know, even things as simple as fixing things around the house.
Yeah.
Even those are important to me. Look at this necklace I'm wearing. I got this as a gift from him when we were on the trip.
Okay.
And Adam, I have worn this necklace. I think it's actually even becoming
some way.
Because I have worn this necklace God knows how many times since I got it. It hasn't come off more than 24 hours.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And, you know, I feel like, so I've actually read online that things like gifts that are visual or things that you can see are also very helpful. Because in as much as, yes, you want to make memories, so the trips and the time spent and all that, things that you can see, once you see them, they remind you that, oh, this person actually thought of me. So that is actually why wedding bands are important to people who have the gift of the love language, receiving gifts. Is really important to us, because every time you see your wedding band, it reminds you that this person actually thought of me, went all out to get me this as a sign of their love for me. Other people can't be bothered about wedding bands because, I mean, it's just a wedding band. People don't even wear them because that may not be their love language. So they don't see it as, you know, important. So for us, the people who have the love language of receiving gifts, unfortunately, any gifts in any form are important.
And you know what's
they count to
interesting?
us.
Papa will tell you that I can't be bothered about gifts.
I know.
Like, you know, he can't be bothered. So I think it took a very long time for him to understand why it will bother you if I don't get you. But has it gotten better now?
Oh, it has gotten better. You know. And for me, it's actually funny. Something weird happened during the Christmas time.
Let me activate the phone lines also so people can join it. 0302 216541 0302 216541.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
So over the Christmas period, our wedding anniversary was actually on the 28th of December, and it was our 5th wedding anniversary. So we had been planning a trip for the longest time, and you know, we went to church one day and they had a fundraising, and they said, we're trying to raise funds for our kids section. We want to get them a nice plasma TV so the kids can, you know, have fun while we're all in church and all that. And they called out 1,000 Ghana cedis. Please walk forward. And, you know, without thinking,
you did.
I just got up and went and gave my 1,000 and I came back to sit in my seat. And, you know, Papa was looking at me like,
Yo.
What
did you just do?
What did you just do that for? Like, you didn't even consult me. We're planning this trip and we've been talking about it and what to do. And that could have been money that, we could have put into that. And so, the whole trip, the whole ride back home, he was just quiet.
Oh.
And so we got home and I was like, are you okay? Like, is everything okay? Like, I was just going about things my usual self, like. And so in the evening, he's like...
And I'm sure you felt very fulfilled.
Listen, I was so fulfilled. I was like, okay, yes, the kids will now have their TV and I'm fine.
Wow.
For me, it's just that thing about giving. So in the evening, we're sitting down and he's like, so you actually did that? I'm like, what are you talking about? It didn't even click to me. I had forgotten about it completely. And he said to me that, we've been planning this trip for God knows how long. That money could have, extended our trip for a few more days. And you just went and you gave it to the Sunday school. I'm like, oh, so that's why you've been quiet the whole day. He's like, yes. So you see, for me, it was just a thoughtful thing that I did. But for him, it was like, okay, what did you just do? I really wasn't thinking about it.
This was it. And sometimes we don't know the value placed on the gift, so we give a miss. I recall in our law faculty, a guy bought a tea bread for a lady he was interested in, and we still laugh at him. Guess how he presented it in tree? Me bano me hon pa no fumbi. And I made to wait. When I was coming, I saw this worthless or useless bread and bought for you. I think that if you value the person you're giving to, you should be willing and be able to give what the person needs, and that will satisfy the person, I guess. Hi, Godwin.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Godwin.
Yeah.
Have you given a miss lately?
Sorry?
Have you given a miss lately?
Please come again.
Have you given a miss lately?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear you.
But actually, I said I'll be taking you to court on Monday. I even told your producer.
Hey, why? What did I do?
Because you disappointed me on Thursday.
What happened on Thursday?
But you promised to give me a ticket to the hotel or something like that.
Did you call in?
Yes, I called in.
Were you one of the winners?
Yes.
But the hotel told me they called all of you and you came.
No, they didn't call me because your producer took my number.
Yes. Don't worry at all. I am going to raise Rahel on the line on this show and find out how come she said that, because the numbers were sent to them and I called to find out if they came. She actually said everybody was there.
Oh, no.
Daniela, please come and take Rahel's number. We'll solve that problem here on the radio.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
So then I won't take you to court again.
No, stay tuned in, because we have to solve it. That can't happen. I am not happy. I mean, it was your wedding anniversary too, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
that can't happen.
I waited
That's
and
Rahel's
nothing was
number.
that happy. So my wife said, but Kojo, you told me so FM is taking out.
Do not worry, Kojo, just keep listening and they will have to solve this problem right now.
Oh, yes, that's it, by the way. I know, I love the program very well. And you know that the type, it's like, my wife is the type, if you buy her something, she will never like it, you see. So I was finding it difficult to buy her gift. Because, yes, seriously, anytime you come in, and they were just saying so. So I said, maybe, I don't know. There was a time I went out and I bought a wristwatch and a necklace. Then when I brought the thing, I said, oh, Daddy, I was very happy. I said, oh, my wife will appreciate this. When I got home, now I didn't see no one beside me. Why didn't you ask me before?
Yeah, but I think that is PG's point. If you ask and you found out what they wanted, then you would end up not finding yourself in that kind of trouble.
Okay.
So if your partner is not the type, I think this is, the question you put now about, being accommodating. If your partner, if you notice your partner is not the type, you would like to give them, but you notice they're not the type who would just accommodate or just take anything. I think for a person like that, you should always try to find out. And then what you can do to make it a gift is try and present it to them as a surprise.
Yes.
Okay. So you know that they want A. You probably discussed it today. But then get A, and then in 2 or 3 days' time, probably over dinner, whilst you're eating at home or you're just going to bed, present it to them. So they know they told you if they got this, they would like it. But then how you give it to them eventually also makes it a very beautiful surprise, and then they're excited about it. So for this woman whom you love and you would want to continue giving to, give them what they want, but find ways of making it beautiful.
Making it all right. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
But let me find out from you. Does she get hurt if you don't give her?
Sometimes, but not all the time.
She really can't be bothered.
Yes, no, she will not.
This person's love language is not giving. All right, but I am trying for us to raise. Have you gotten through to her? Okay.
Sorry?
I'm trying for us to raise the lady at Best Western Plus Hotel who was in charge of this. 2 of you. So I don't know who she actually told me they called because the numbers were forwarded to them. Cyril, Niaite, if you're listening to me, Rahel, Afafa, please, you people will have to come and deal with this like ASAP. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me read this message. It says, good morning, Adam. My stingy boyfriend bought plantain chips in a black polythene bag to the Silver Bear Cinema just to avoid buying me popcorn. Before going in to watch movies, Adam, this guy will always justify and counsel you as to why he shouldn't spoil you with money. I don't expect the world, but at least some little things don't kill. Meanwhile, I have... okay, so I give him valuable things when I have two. God has been good. A lot of emotional abuses came up to. I'm married to someone else and happy. I am happy for you, Papa. Because if you ever listened into our conversations on red flags, then this is it.
Yeah.
But then if you were somebody who wouldn't bother, then this wouldn't be a red flag to somebody.
Right.
But for you who bothers about these, then it's a red flag to you. So I'm happy you moved on and you're married to somebody who understands you better. Do we have someone on the line? And that journey to greatness for 5 to 12-year-olds just began at the maiden edition of the Joy FM Kids Olympics, a healthy competition amongst kids in sporting activities. The humble beginnings of grooming a sports superstar for the future. 2 more Saturdays to go, today actually and next week, of absolute fun and healthy competition in athletics, table tennis, swimming, football, basketball, and taekwondo. Join us this Saturday, 16th February 2019 at the Lincoln Community School, Abelinkwe, for healthy competition in table tennis, long tennis, and taekwondo. Next stop is GIS on Saturday, the 23rd of February 2019, for a day of football, swimming, and basketball for kids. Check out the photos by visiting the myjoyonline.com photo gallery. Sponsors: Blue Band Margarine. Give your kids the vitamins they need. Spread every slice. Holard Life. When we say life, when we say family, we mean family. Call Angles, your reliable partner, care and emergency. School Box Plus, your school supply superstore. Alpha Cuisine, your delicious meal maker, and Medicas Hospital. The Joy FM Kids Olympics, where the search for the next global sporting icon begins. Hello, good morning. Hi, Pakojo.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Adam, how are you doing?
I am well, thank you. How are you, and what's your name?
My name is Francis from Makati.
All right, Francis, you're there.
Yeah. Concerning gifts to partners, I personally stopped buying gifts for my wife about a year or 2 ago. Simply because whenever I buy something for her, she will say it's not nice. And so one day I was discussing with my sister that last year I bought this gift for my wife, and she has never used it. It's still in her wardrobe. And my sister was like, "What kind of gift was it?" I said, "I bought her a nice dress from Nalem." And she said, "Oh, what?" I said, "I don't know." So my wife heard me discussing that issue with my sister. And so when my sister left, and she came to the family, not that I don't like it, but it's not my taste. And so that's why I'm not using it. So I can give it to somebody else and we go together to buy something nice for me. That's okay, then fine. Since that's for me, I won't buy anything for you again. If you want anything, let's go to the shop and then let me buy it for you straight away. So sometimes I agree with your partner, like you should ask them or discuss what they want with them and then get it on point than just being a surprise to them. It may not work.
Thank you. So it means that we are beginning to really understand how our partners function, and then you would want to treat them and handle them in that vein. There can't be a one-size-fits-all approach to these things. Let me just read this message. Oh, where did you go? Please don't do a WhatsApp call. I can't answer it. Your number ends with 85. Cut the call already. PG, please.
Adam, what I wanted to add is that, sometimes we don't know the value people, we don't know the value of things. Sometimes if we went behind the scenes to do a few search, we would appreciate, what actually went into the gift. Somebody buys you a perfume, somebody buys you a shirt, and you're not sure, because maybe in your mind, perfume is perfume, and then you really don't know, but then you actually probably just have to pick the name, just do a Google search or something, to find out, wow, that's like 1,000 Ghana cedi worth of perfume. Then that will make you sit up, realize that it is not Tunale, it is not like some cheap perfume that a girl just picked by the roadside. It helps. You see a dress, you see a label in it. Okay, so who is this? Vera Wang. Who is Vera Wang? Or Jimmy Choo. Who is Jimmy Choo? Just do a Google search and realize that, wow, your wife or your husband spent that kind of money. That puts everything in perspective, But the reverse is also true. Thinking it through all the things that we've been saying, I think that sometimes we, the recipients, also need to be accommodative of the people who are giving us a gift. Some people come from a background where gift giving is not there. They themselves may have come from a humble background. Humble background, you give the person a little thing, even in the line of drinks. They get Coke and they think that, oh my God, that's like thoughtful of you. Maybe in your line of drinks, you need Moe or something. Then you think that now this is champagne, now this is a drink. You understand? So now you need to understand where they are coming from, how they've been raised, their financial background and everything. Because some people, you see, if somebody buys you a Mercedes Benz, if somebody earns like 50,000 or 30,000 a month, and they can buy you a Mercedes Benz, and somebody is earning 2,000 a month, they cannot buy you a Mercedes. But they can't even buy you a phone. You understand? So sometimes let's look at the people who give these gifts in proper perspective. It'll be easy for us to place the value. Somebody's gift to you is, say, 1/3 of their monthly income. Whereas someone's gift to you is like 1/20th of their monthly income. But the 1/20th is so huge, you want it. But the person who's giving you 1/3 has sacrificed more. That is what Jesus Christ talked about, the widow's mite. The widow had little, but she gave. You understand? Whereas the rich person can give you so much and still have enough left that they can't even feel it. While somebody is skipping school, skipping their exams, just so they can give their boyfriend or their girlfriend or their wife
the reverse for what you're saying is also true. There are some people also who are allergic to expensive gifts. They feel it's wasteful.
You are wasting the money.
So it's important that we really know the people we are with and know what is of value to them. That person probably would just love a bottle of non-alcoholic drink on their birthday, and for them it's fine. If you had 500 cedis, buy me chocolate and give me the rest of the money to put into something. Don't go and use all the money to go and buy me some shoe. 200 cedis shoes, okay, or 100 cedis shoes, okay, go and buy shoe 500 cedis. Where am I taking it to? So it's important that, like PG is saying, we understand our partners and then make sure that you're not off. Hi, Johnson.
Hi.
Okay, Johnson will be our last caller.
How are you?
I am well, Johnson. My time is well. My follow Johnson. Johnson, I'll give you 10 seconds. My time is up.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, it's a great show. We always listen, my wife and I. I'm the type who don't really fancy gifts. And she always flood me with gifts. She goes out, she buy this for me. She goes to buy this. She goes to buy this. And sometimes I wouldn't even use it. And she's like, I say, I'm not a fancy type, but she likes it, and I study her a lot. I know what she likes. So on the various occasions, I just surprise her. Sometimes she'll be sleeping because she wake up the tennis on
That's
the
a
head.
surprise.
Great. She likes it out, and I don't like that. And so we always need to study each other to know how the chemistry works. Otherwise, we might be faulting, thinking we are doing something good. And so it's good you study your partner, know him or her, what she likes or what he doesn't like.
Thank
you. And, good, and that will keep the relationship and the marriage going.
Thank you very much. And the Indomie instant noodle, tastes great. Indomie instant noodle always is a complete and wholesome meal. And very delicious too. It is full of essential nutrients and is rich in calcium, proteins, carbohydrates, and vitamins. So have it anytime, anywhere. Also, you can add your personal touch to your favorite Indomie meal by adding your choice of ingredients like vegetables, eggs, fish, chicken, meat, and prepare Indomie just the way you love it. So go love it your way. For your tasty Indomie recipes and other details, check out Indomie Ghana page on Facebook and Instagram. Indomie, tastes great. So, Rahel is on the line. Hello, Rahel. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
My time is so up. I am fine, but this we need to settle. So asking the Weekend Show to give me a minute. So what happened? I had one of the people who won last week just saying that they were not called. Nothing happened.
They came. I was even at the hotel at that time. Hello?
Rahel?
Yes. Hello?
Yes. Hello, Rahel. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here, Adam.
Okay,
yes.
Can you hear me? Daniela, what's the name of the gentleman who just called? Godwin. Yes.
Okay.
So what we'll do is that, look, I just need my listeners to know that we didn't come on air to come and scam them. I mean, to say that you want something and then you're not called, and it's Valentine. For those two people who won the vouchers on the show, it was their wedding anniversaries as well. And so we will have to reconcile this and see what really happened. If there were the right people who came or not, we'll have to reconcile this and see what really happened and then settle it. Is that fine?
Sure.
Okay, so Godwin, I just needed you to know that it wasn't a scam. We had to call Rahel. She's one of the reps at the hotel, and we'll sort this out. Thank you very much, Rahel. So thank you, PG, and thank you, Audrey, for joining us on the show this morning.
You're welcome.
I didn't realize that it was going to be such a big conversation. We'll see what happens. It looks like we may have to go back to talk about love languages again.
Yeah.
Like we have to go back to talk about it again. So we'll see what happens next week. But thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry for overrunning Abu and the team. My name is Adam Naite. We are out of here. Thank you.